All right, so this next one is our knuckle joint part, and they are telling us that we're going to be adding callouts to an exploded view and then adding a parts list to match the one that is provided. And we'll have to kind of customize it to include a description of each part. And then finally, the bolts component's geometry will be updated by modifying it in the drawing. So we're going to go ahead and access the document. And one thing that confused me for a moment is there was no make a copy here. You actually had to just click on one of the other parts. Like if you click on the bolt or the assembly, now you can go to make a copy. But it doesn't allow make a copy in the drawing for some reason. So we're going to go ahead and make our copy. And then I do want to just double check, that our units are in millimeters because that's what they gave us, which they are. Normally they ask us to put these into precision, so I'm just going to do that because that's what SolidProfessor has always been doing. And then I'm going to go back to our knuckle joint drawing over here. And so now we have this drawing. Okay, going back to our instructions, it says add callouts to the exploded view and create a bill of materials shown in the images below, and make sure the callouts and parts list match exactly. All right, so they want our callouts to match like this, and then have a parts list like that. Now they didn't tell us where to place the parts list, but if I kind of exit out of here, we'll see that they just placed the parts list kind of in the middle. I like to honestly put it in a bottom corner. Like normally I would put in this bottom right corner, but they did say to make it match exactly, so I'm going to just place it where they have theirs. So first I'm going to do our callouts. Now the callouts, normally we do circular callouts, but they have theirs as hexagons, so we're going to just kind of roll with it and do the hexagons like how they have. So our callouts are these little circular balloons, and you'll see that right here on circle, we can change this to be a hexagon. And so I'm going to just go ahead and click on the outer edge here, and we're just going to kind of place this down here somewhere. And then same thing with this little bolt. Kind of click on somewhere in here. Going to take this guy down. It looks like they clicked on the bottom of the C and took it over here somewhere. They clicked on the edge out here. Out here. And then finally they clicked on like this top edge and brought it out here somewhere. So I'm going to go ahead and hit my check mark. And now these are all just kind of showing as just blank right now. And the reason they're showing up as blank is because I haven't added in my bill of materials yet, or my parts list really. So those words are kind of interchangeable at times, but it's called a bill of materials table. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. And they had it, like I said, kind of just right around here below. So I'm going to place that in, and as soon as I place this in, now all of these numbers updated. Okay, now the issue is that they wanted ours to be exactly how theirs was. And when I look at this, this is number 5, 1, 3, 2, and 4, kind of if I went counterclockwise. And when I look up here, these are off. Okay, I have 5, but this one was supposed to be 4, and mine was 1. This one was supposed to be 1, and mine was 3. This was supposed to be 2, 3, mine was 2, and this was supposed to be 2, and mine was 4. So my numbering is off. Okay, so this is a really easy fix once you know how to do it. You can't drag them here. We have to go back to our assembly. And then I like to actually open up my bill of materials just so I can check it as I do this. So I'm going to click the bill of materials, and that's going to load up. And you can't drag it here. Where you actually drag it is it's based on the order over here in our browser. Right, so it's based on this order, and so we can kind of drag these guys to switch them up. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of come back over here just to make sure I'm getting the right order. So I want the bolt to be number 1, then collar, then eye, then fork, then pin. So I'm going to come back here. I'm going to drag my bolt to be number 1, and then collar is number 2. And we can see as I do that, these switch over here, right? So I can kind of see that they're switching, and I think I messed up. I thought I was dragging the bolt, and I guess I was dragging the eye. I guess that happens. So there you go. So bolt is 1, then collar is 2, then eye is 3, then fork is 4, and then pin is 5, and I can check that over here as well. So now that's updated. So I'm going to go back to my knuckle joint, and we'll see they still haven't updated. I still have fork as my first one, but now there's this orange, update. And when I click that, now everything updates for me, right? And so it's going to kind of hang on for a second, but I can see that the bolt is 1, and now I have my correct numbering up there. Okay, and then the next thing it tells us to do is to adjust the 50 millimeter dimension of the bolt to 60 millimeters, and the drawing should update automatically. Now, do not try to double click this and type in a 60. If you do that, it won't actually update this, and there'll even be like an underline. The 60 will be underlined, kind of telling you, hey, that doesn't really match up with the part. What we need to actually do is we need to go to this part, and we need to adjust this part. Okay, so what we can do here is we know that this is the bolt. We can go down here and click on the bolt part, and we want to adjust that 50 millimeters. Now that was the, basically when I look here, right, I can see that if I double click on that sketch 1 and go normal 2, I have this 50 millimeters there. So I want to click on that and make that 60 millimeters. And now I can finish that. That's going to update the size of that bolt. Go back to my isometric view, right? Come back over here. And it actually didn't update automatically until I tell it to grab the update. And now it will update it for me, I guess kind of automatically, but with the press of that button. And so now I have that as a 60 millimeters. And then from there, this is finished. So back in our instructions, if we click view answer, it says that our final result should look like this. And then when I check on mine, it looks exactly like that, right? I have my 60, I have my bill of materials, and everything is numbered correctly, right? The 2 and the 3 here, and 5, 4, and 1 over here. If I want to kind of adjust these just a little bit to make it look more like how theirs did, I can. I think theirs looked a little bit more like this. They were kind of mostly lined up vertically. And so that's probably a little bit better, but really this is how theirs looked. And maybe this one was up just a little bit, right? And then just take a screenshot of this, make sure your name is in it, and submit that to the assignment.